on camera, man. I'm rich. My jewels.
Introduce the show.
This is the Core Experiences Life podcast. I don't know if I'm going to post this on my... okay, play the intro. I don't know if I'm going to post this on my main YouTube channel or my podcast channel, but I'll figure that out after this. So I'm here. Your phone fell, Riley. All right, we just lost a camera angle.
Are we starting over again?
No, we're just going to roll. So I'm here with Heavy Hearts.
Yep.
These guys have been my friends for 3 years, 4 years?
Something like that.
2?
Something like that.
3?
2 years. And we've recorded an EP and more stuff. Am I allowed to?
Just leave
Yeah,
more
Yeah,
stuff.
more stuff.
More stuff.
And right now I'm here in Niagara,
Undisclosed location.
an undisclosed location because Jamie didn't let me say where it was. But yeah, we're here all together because we're recording some more tunes. Yeah, so this is Justin.
Hi.
He's shy. This is Joey.
Hey.
This is Riley.
Hey, how's it going?
And this is Jamie.
Hello.
Okay, so what I think is super cool, I've known these guys for a while, but they always, like, every time I meet them, they have all these stories about their jam space. And their jam space is where we currently are. We've kind of set it up to make this makeshift
This is what it
podcast
looks like.
studio.
This one-
And
This is our
yeah, I want you guys to tell me a little bit about how this started, because I think this is probably a lot cooler than you guys think this place is. It's kind of like a clubhouse, as well as a...
3 friends of ours that we went to high school with were in a funk band at the time. And they were looking for a place to jam, and they drove past a barn that had a for rent sign on it, or for lease or something. And they called that number, and they explained they were looking for a place to practice. And the guy said, nope, no way in hell. But I have a friend that has a property that you might be interested in. So then they came here, and they saw this room and 2 other rooms, and then called Justin and I, because they knew that we were also in a band, and they went, we just found a really great space, but it's way too big, and would you split it with us? We came here, I'm pretty sure that same day or maybe the next day,
Yeah.
and we saw it, and we went, absolutely. And that was back in 2012.
Wow.
2012. And how many bands have been through here? Because multiple bands jam in this space, right?
Like
There was
7?
There's
yeah,
throughout the
something like
years, there has been. So we've always been here, and we started with Miser Dally, and then Captor moved next door with 2 of their imprints, and then about 6 or 7 bands probably.
Cool. And right now there's currently 3?
Yeah, 2.
There's 2 bands. Cool. And
3 bands.
how many of your bands...
Lloyd's not gonna see this. Yeah, there's 3 bands jamming down here.
It's 3 bands. How many of the records that you guys have put out as Heavy Hearts have been written down here? Like, have been created
All
down
of the
here?
ones that
All
are
of
out
them?
to the
Yeah.
public have
Yeah.
been written in this room.
Yeah?
I mean,
Yeah.
even the other one was like started here,
Started, yes, you're right.
up there,
But
behind the
I'm saying
camera.
all the ones out to the public
Yes.
have been written down.
Yes, that's true.
Cool. And, okay, so no one can see this, but there's, like, what seems to be, like, a little, like, boys hangout zone over there. Did you guys, like, do you guys still come here on, like, weekends and whatnot when you're not jamming? And there's just a couple Xboxes back there. Like,
Literally none of them work.
None of them.
do they all have the red ring?
One of them for
Yeah.
sure. The other one, the tray won't open.
Yeah,
and
they've
the
just-
third
they've been
one, I don't
beaten.
know if
The
they
other one
ship on
doesn't
it.
have like, it's one of the arcade ones. It has like 2 gigs of
There's
space.
no
So you're
memory.
like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to play Grand Theft Auto. It's like, we can't
Can't
do
do
that.
it.
You can't.
You
yeah.
can play pinball. on
What about the one back there?
One might work.
That one might
I don't
work.
know.
Yeah.
You can watch
Um,
Spider-Man on it. We watched Spider-Man
did.
2 last weekend.
We
Oh
did.
yeah. we should.
It?
Which is a great
We-
way to spend time.
Over the years, yeah, it's been like the clubhouse. Recently, with taking like the summer off and stuff, I would say we haven't chilled, like just hung out here, like we usually do. But yeah, it's like I'm bored on a Tuesday, and I think Riley's there. I'll come here.
I think
Cool.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
I want to say that I spent a night here alone, and it was very scary.
Yeah. We can't really disclose where this is, but I would imagine that it would be very scary.
Graham, the guy from the first band that like brought us here, he said he was sleeping here one night by himself, and he said it was like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, so like obviously nobody else is in the building. And he said that like in the middle of like the ceiling over here, all he heard was like a giant something drop on the thing, and he just like rolled over and made himself go back to
That
bed because you're not going to get up at
sucks.
3 in the morning and be like, what was that spooky noise?
There's a spooky pumpkin in the corner.
Had to be there.
So okay, tell me some stories from down here, because I feel like, yeah, I've heard about this place for years before I've actually like set foot in here, and the first time I was here was a couple days ago, and yeah, it's a really cool spot. So are there any like wacky stories that you guys want to make last forever,
There was a bat in here one
that
time.
you're not afraid
Ooh,
of your
there was
mom
a
hearing?
There was a
Animal
bat,
bat.
and Justin, myself, and our friend Connor were here. We were just hanging out.
We were cleaning, and I had to go fill
That's it,
up
we were
the mop
cleaning.
bucket, and I had to go to the boiler room, which is down that way.
hallway.
So I was going to the boiler room to fill up the bucket, and I just saw the fucking bat flying at me. And it freaked the
Never
shit out
heard
of
a
me,
scream
so I
like
was
that
just
before.
screaming, running back here, and I slammed the door, and then it took us like 7 hours. to
It
get
was
the bat out.
daytime.
So
Put it this
yeah.
way.
Longer than it
It was
Yeah.
it was daytime when we discovered the bat. We had like beer boxes on our heads and like gloves and sweaters and like anything we could to try and not
Full
get bit by the.
armor.
Yeah, oh yeah, we
Yeah.
were trying to catch the bat.
How
And-
vicious are bats?
I mean, like
I don't think they're
they
vicious,
got like
are they?
rabies. They can get stuck in your hair and like bite you, and then you gotta get like 8 needles in your stomach, and you don't want that.
This bat was pissed for
He was
sure.
probably
It
more
was
scared of
huge.
you guys than
Okay,
you were.
I
I
can
know
see
the
that.
whole thing is like you catch a fish and you're like,
Yeah, it
it's
was
this big.
pissed.
We're like, it was that big. This bat was fucking huge. Am I allowed to swear on this thing?
You are now.
The bat was fucking huge. It was at least it was like a seagull, but a bat. And we tried a lot, and then we opened up the door that goes out into the parking lot, and we were standing out there, and we were like screaming like, "Here, Mr. Bat! Here, Mr." And we realized when we did that, he kind of came close to the door. So 3 grown men for like 2 hours outside were screaming, "Here, Mr. Bat!" And then finally we read online that apparently they're
Apparently they
attracted by light. I thought they were blind, so we turned all of the lights off except for the one in front of the door, and eventually it flew out. But this started, I would say, probably around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun was still up, and by the time the bat got out, it was at least 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
It took a long time. Not proud of it, but hey, there's no bat down here anymore.
So that's the craziest thing that's happened down here.
I mean,
I mean, it's a cool story.
There were like a bunch of New Year's parties here.
The other ones involve like
when we
drinking.
started
off.
off
Yeah.
here. Where
I mean,
things
anything you guys
got-
are comfortable with sharing.
Kinda
yeah, I mean,
crazy.
like, there's been some cool shit that's happened down here, some crazy stuff. I thought we were going to die one night.
What was that?
One night we were down here. I think we were jamming, and we heard glass break, and we ran up, and there was a bunch of kids running. They were trying to get into this place.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
A couple years ago,
Fucking
and then
you
it was
kids.
back when the air cadets were above us, and we remember the one guy. He's like this biker guy, and he teaches the cadets or whatever. And he's like, yeah, like, you know, next time that happens, here's my card. Give me a call. I'll come break their legs.
I still got his phone
That's
number.
too much. We don't need that
You
much.
should text that guy right
You
now.
should come
You
text
hear that?
us.
It's too much
should
for
You hear
come
that?
text
Your kids
Say
used to have his phone
emergency
number.
now.
us. Yeah.
I
Come
need you
break
here
my
now.
legs.
Yeah, his name's Scott. Me and Biker Scott are.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a bunch of, like, when we're on tour and stuff, if, like, an out-of-town band, if we play around here and they have no place to stay, we bring them
That's
back
cool.
here.
Yeah, I think Prawn.
We
came
we
here
watched
one time.
Spider-Man 2
Prawn,
last weekend.
name drop. Oh, we watched, yeah, the
That's
craziest
one
thing
with-
to
that's
ever
the one with
happen
Dr.
down here
Octopus?
is we watched
Oh my
Spider-Man
goodness,
2.
It's really good.
Okay, well, I guess it's probably worth mentioning to say that JJ isn't here. So this is, I guess, technically 4.
May he rest in
Fifth?
peace.
4/5.
We should literally try to FaceTime him.
I mean, give him a call right now.
I don't. It's not going to be me.
Phone?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Literally
the one
what-
filming the floor.
Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah. I could probably change that.
Okay,
Dead air.
so I've heard it from Joey, but I want to hear it from Riley. How has Joey joining the like band and playing the, I guess auxiliary everything that you would hear like on an album, all the stuff that isn't played by the the traditional rock band drummer, guitar player, bass player, singer. How has that kind of brought the band's sound to a new level and kind of like made you guys sound like your own unique rock band?
Well, I already have a mic. We've only done one show with it, and it was really good. And I think, I mean, it's hard to be unbiased about it. I thought it was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
The coolest part for me was that like he did it all himself, because I usually have to micromanage the kind of like
Yeah.
samples and like all the like little details.
I knew what you wanted.
But yeah, no, he like completely showed up super prepared, and we were all like, oh, you have all the harmonies and shakers and bass drops and samples and keyboard lines and like everything what we couldn't do to just like sprinkle over top, and that just like makes a better performance
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
Cool.
And it's hard to find somebody who's that,
Willing to
like,
dedicate.
and that good, because it's such a like niche kind of like
And
spot
nice.
to have.
Joey's really
in
nice.
the band.
So I know that
Thanks.
you're into like I guess experimental music, to put just kind of a general blanket over it. How do you see this like role expanding? Because I feel like you probably have some wacky ideas, or at least you listen to bands
Yeah.
or take influence from people that
Well, I
have a
can't-
band with this member.
Yeah,
or
I can't wait to
separate role.
start writing with this lineup because we just
Mhm.
did the show. I think we're going to do a few other shows, but we're mostly focused on like nailing those shows and making those songs all better and like what can we add to the songs from the album that we couldn't do before. But I can't wait to like just start coming with like stuff out of nowhere where it's like Joey has a part that starts a song or something, or like just an idea that we would never have been able to like start with.
Yeah,
I can't wait to do that.
cool.
There goes the
We lost the camera angle again.
I think it's
camera
still good.
3
It's still
is
rolling.
gone.
Yeah. I'm just gonna cut to that shot as it falls both times.
I'm not even pointing here.
Stop picking up my phone.
Cool. Okay, so you guys have been a band for how many years now?
I guess 5. If you
5
want.
years now.
From 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you seen change about like the industry or the way that a band in this kind of realm acts on like social media or like the way that fans have consumed music? Like how has everything changed over these 5 years? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like-
industry, I don't think we
Yeah.
can say too much about because we're kind of like, I would say we're new to like the professional side of the music industry. The
Okay.
first 2 years was just like us recording EPs and playing shows locally
Yeah.
and like working with our friends, like Eric and Timmer, that kind of like gave us guidance. But I feel like, I don't know, we're still like kind of new to the actual like big industry of music, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess then it kind of changed the question. Like, you as a consumer, how have you changed, like listening to music, or like how has the scene around you changed over the last 5 years? Because I feel like, at least personally for me, that music is kind of moving at a very alarming rate. Trying to,
Yeah.
Streaming has been
Singles,
introduced in the
yeah.
last 5
The answer's
years.
streaming. Yeah, no, it's
Singles, yeah.
Well, we're definitely normally the oldest band on any tour we go on now.
But we feel the youngest.
But you're like, yeah, we're kind of still new.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're the oldest.
I mean, new
Young
to
at
the
heart.
new to the idea of like we're working with labels and like getting into things where you're like, wait, what does that mean? Like the first, I would say, 2 years of our career wasn't really like in the. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Well,
we're not
every
new.
every band starts
Maybe we're
out
not new. Yeah,
making
maybe we're
music
not.
and playing
Maybe I'm
shows.
lying to all of you.
modest.
I think, like, at least in terms of shows, if we played a shitty show around maybe the first time we went on tour, it didn't really seem like a big deal. And now, if we go out,
The
and
band
if it's
breaks up.
No, and now if it's a bad show, we're just like, fuck this is fucking shit. But it's like, I don't know why that's different. 'Cause I mean, the first tour that we went on was arguably not even a tour. It was
It was a bunch of weekend
It was
shows
a bunch of weekend shows
spread
that we
across
just stayed
Southern
out
Ontario.
on. We were like, okay, we're gonna play 2 shows, and we'll just stay in wherever we are and just get drunk basically and
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out. And then I definitely remember the first show on that tour. I think it was in Guelph, but like a transport truck or like a dump truck was going down the highway, and like the thing on the back came up and it hit
Oh
one of the
shit!
signs.
Yeah, on the
On
Skyway.
the Skyway.
He
yeah.
was drunk
You guys
and he
saw
had
that?
the dump.
Yeah.
He had the dump.
No, we didn't see it,
raised.
but it happened, and it just like traffic.
He's
just
bringing it up
fucked.
because it totally
It just
closed off
ruined the whole
one
show.
bridge
Yeah.
that allows you to leave this area and get to where we were going.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took like 7 hours to get to Guelph.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
And
Which is
Guelph
usually
has
like an
never
hour
been
and a
good
half
to
from
us,
here.
so I can only imagine that was a bad show. But
Of course it
still had
was.
fun.
Every show we've ever played in Guelph has been hot garbage.
Yeah. Guelph.
I feel like most bands could probably say that. No
Yeah,
offense
like
to
if you
Guelph.
live in Guelph, that's cool. I like Guelph. I just hate playing there because you don't
Anyone
come to
to
the
watch
shows.
Cut off that market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just show up.
Skip Guelph.
Okay, Justin, what would you say is your like biggest achievement, or like what are you most proud of achieving? Because you guys have done some like pretty notable things, touring through multiple countries, overseas, putting out records through record labels, cool things that when you started the band, that's probably exactly what you wanted to do at some point. So,
Well, I think for everybody, probably going to the UK and Europe is a big one. I never thought that would ever be a thing.
Mhm.
And then every time we'd go in, I know at least like for sure when we did Jacoba, our first EP.
is that still on the net?
I don't know.
Is
It's
it?
not on
Yeah.
Spotify or anything. It's on Bandcamp, I think.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't know. Every time we go in to record, I just remember thinking like, oh, I didn't know this would happen. I didn't know we were going to do a full length. I didn't know we were going to do another full length. Didn't know we were going to tour the States. It's all just kind of gradually, we just keep adding more things to our resume, I guess. But even in terms of, I guess, just music, I can definitely sing the way I wanted to now when I started singing that I didn't really think I'd be able to. I remember when I first started out, like, having any kind of, like, I don't really scream, but, like, screaming or adding any kind of, like, dirt to my voice, I was like, well, I'll never be able to do that. And now I can do that. And I remember starting out, I just would play acoustic shows, and I really wanted a band. And all the bands that I was listening to, I was like, oh, I'll never be able to make music like that. And now I kind of am, so that's definitely a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Man. It's pretty cool.
So what I know, like, again, to relate it to myself, when I started playing, when I started playing in my band, safe to say, it was like, or even before that, when I started playing with like old rules, and even when I was in high school, the goal was like, number one, let's play a show, and then it was like, let's record music, let's play a show at a town or whatever, and the list kind of goes on, and then the next thing you know, you've like achieved everything that you thought you weren't even really able to achieve because you're just told by everyone around you, like, no, like, that's not gonna happen, that's not gonna happen. What, at this point in like the band's career, what is like the next, what would you like to get out of playing in this band? Is it doing more of what you're already doing, trying to tour more consistently over the next years? Like, what is it? What is the next big goal, and what excites you to continue playing music with this group of
for
individuals?
Me, it's songwriting.
Yeah.
It's like
for
doing
me,
something. It's like doing something that you're like, well, I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah.
And also, I would say on my end too, it would be touring more, to go back overseas to check off more places on the map of where we want to play. But like, excuse me, like upgrade, I guess. So it'd be like we played a bar in London that was probably like a 150 cap or whatever. And that was sold. That was like a industry showcase thing. So it's like I would like to then. The next time we're over there, I'd like to be in a larger cap room, and you got to continuously set like, okay, so we did this. Now next time I want to do this. I want the tours to be bigger. I want the bands we're on with to be more of like an established name that we're under, like, and then work your way up and still write sick ass songs that we're super proud of.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Well, earlier you were talking about songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to elaborate on that at all? Like, I know for me, like, motivation is
there's
making the music.
Ideas we've been kicking around
Mm-hmm.
that I think are some of the best ideas that we've ever kicked around.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's like I don't know, there's some stuff that's like where we're just personally, I kind of got a little bit more involvement, I guess, because Justin usually kind of starts the songs and then we work on them. But these ideas we were kicking around, I don't know, I had a different kind of starting point on some of them, and maybe that's selfish, but they got to places where I was like, I didn't know we were going to be able to get these to pull this off. I mean, we don't know if they're not done yet. So I don't know.
We don't know if we have pulled it off.
Yeah.
I think we might be able to. But some of those ideas we've been kicking around are some of my favorite things we've ever tried and done.
Yeah.
And that's and then hopefully in 2 years or whatever you get to say that again. And you're like, oh, this is so much better than that thing that I was so proud of before.
The goal is to always feel like what you've just done is
quality
the best.
control.
We don't ever want to write 15 of the same record.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I completely
The
agree.
The idea is by the time you get into the studio every time, like, this is better than anything we've ever written. And then a year goes by and you're like, this is better than anything we've ever written.
Mhm.
It's crazy how it works that way, because you kind of get the fear too. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but when after you put something out and you're like, this is really cool, when you're going to write the next time, that's your comparison, and then you have this fear that is it as good? Is it even as good as the last one? Is it even? And then you're like, oh well, it's different and cool. I think it's better, and you get it to the point where you're happy with it. But it is amazing that you can always as long as you're putting the work in and continuing to grow and learn through the years between making the records, that you really can make them better with each one, and they kind of grow with your musical taste too, and become even more personal because you're almost figuring out who you are as well and what
You're
you
constantly
enjoy.
listening to new music, and you're seeing new bands, and you're seeing new movies, whatever it is. You're constantly
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. You constantly evolve with what your life is, and you go, oh, I want to put
Little Tobey Maguire.
I want to put Tobey Maguire and James Franco in this one, and it's going to be really bad. But whatever. I think that's a telltale sign when you know it's time to step out. Is when you do a record and you're like, yeah, I don't think this is as good as the last one.
I don't think we've done that yet.
No, but
Not
because we're
yet, at
talking
least,
about how
no.
like every time you do a record, you're like, this one's better than the last. If one day you sit there and you go, I don't know, I think that's when you're like, okay, I need to go
Resign.
take up a trade.
Time to get a career,
Yeah, I'll be a
boys.
plumber or something.
Hey,
But
the
until
school
then-
sounds pretty enticing.
Until then, I'm gonna
Cool.
keep creating.
Joey, you hanging in there?
I'm hanging.
Okay, good. So Riley, you are like, whenever I describe your guitar playing, I did it to Julius.
Say bad.
No, I say it's interesting,
Like
and
he doesn't know what he's doing.
I say it's cool because you have a style. Like,
Thank you.
there's a lot of guitar players, and I don't even include myself in that, where
You're better than me.
no.
Yeah.
Don't even think that for a second. You
This
play
is
more than the guitar. You
Guitar
play.
off. This is where you both
make.
play guitar at
Yeah.
each other for 20 minutes.
No.
We'll step outside for a minute.
But
It's
like,
a duel.
I would argue that I don't have. Well, I've definitely put in way less hours, and I have not like got. I don't have a sound. I wouldn't be like, this is me.
That's
This sounds
not
like
true.
me. Where I think you, since I've known you, since I've heard you like play guitar, there's something that is like iconic. Like that's Riley, right? Justin could never sound like you, and I don't think you would ever want to sound like the rhythm guitar player.
never sound
Yeah.
Incredibly rude. Everything.
I could
Yeah.
never sound like him.
But
I could sound
He's
like
got the
Riley.
prettiest chords.
explain. Like whenever I'm like talking to someone that's like really creative, they usually have a wacky lifestyle, and I feel like you're one of those types of people where you put art first.
Say
As,
lifestyle, yeah.
yeah, lifestyle, because it's more than just like, oh, I play guitar. Like you prioritize it
Studying
over
pedals, I guess.
everything.
Yeah.
How is it like? I feel like being as creative as you are is a blessing and a curse. Do you know what I mean? Like just managing it, it's high highs, low
Yeah.
lows,
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
yeah. It's-
everywhere in between.
It's
How
that
is
thing
it?
where we were talking about before we were like, you write a really good thing and then you go to the next one and you're like, is that a point of confidence or like terrible anxiety?
Yeah.
You know?
So, well, how has it been over the last, let's say, a couple years trying to balance like life and this, I guess, intense creativity and like determination to create something worthwhile? Yeah, like how is life?
I mean, pretty difficult, but
Yeah?
like,
Well,
there's
that's
nothing
what I
else
assume,
I want to
yeah.
do. There's nothing else I'm gonna get as good at in the time I have left in my life.
Okay, come on,
If I
dude.
take
You're,
up like you
you're
know
not 60.
wood. Well, yeah, but like even if I was like I'm gonna
But
get
if he's
into
put this many
wood
I think he's trying to say
carving
is
or
he's
something.
put
I agree.
this many years into his profession.
that's kind of a
he
sad
doesn't
way of looking at
have-
it. It's just like, oh, this is all I got. But like, it's like
No, you're good at it.
no, it's the thing I
It's
got. And
something
it's the
that
thing
gives
that
you
like
pride.
turns on
Yeah,
all
it's
your
the thing you
all
do
your-
and do well.
lights up all your brain neurons. You're like,
Yeah.
this is what I should be doing.
Well, I
I don't
asked
know.
you the other day.
Not good with balance, so
No,
I'm answer for that.
I'm the worst. Like, I don't think.
well, talk about pedals. I'll keep going.
I think the more creative you are, like the more balance goes out the window.
Yeah.
There's definitely something about like creative individuals where it's almost like you're struggling. It feels like you're struggling through life because you feel like you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But that's like what creates the good art, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, it's like the 1,000 hour rule, or so. It's like the you
Yeah.
just have to put in like
10,000 hours.
10,000.
Is that why you can call yourself a professional? Is that what that is?
Well, I think that's when you're
Well,
like
it's
a
just
master.
You only
of
get
something.
good at something when you obsess over it to the point where, like, obviously other things
Where it
in
ruins your
will
life.
Right.
suffer.
right.
And you're like, but like, look at this one. This
Three
one,
failed marriages, but
Yeah.
my God,
This one.
can I sweep?
this one song, like, it
Yeah.
like makes everything better because I got it. I didn't think I was gonna get it. You know?
Yeah, you know,
And I don't know.
I agree. I admire that about your dedication to the craft.
Thanks, man.
So anybody else want to like talk? Got any other questions or anything here? I don't want this to turn into an interview, but it's kind of turned into an interview.
Sure is.
Jamie, talk to me about your dog.
Okay.
Justin, can you give me some wine?
My dog's name is Piper. She's a German short-haired pointer. She's such a good girl. She is old. Old as all hell.
She's not that old. She's old, but
Dude,
she's not
she's
that
old,
old.
man. Bless her heart. She
I've seen
toots.
dogs.
She does weird stuff now. She shakes a lot. She gets real crazy and scared.
She gets scared when the Big Bang. She walks out of the room the second the Big Bang.
Oh
Theory
yeah, my
starts.
dog hates the
No
Big
joke.
Bang Theory. If that show comes on,
Good girl.
They've seen it this week, and we're watching something, and then it changes to the Big Bang Theory, and she gets up and she walks away. And if you keep it on long,
We're
enough,
not that different, me
she
and
will
your dog.
violently shake until you turn it off. But no, she was like a stray, I guess. Some monster let her go, and then the pound picked her up, and then we got her. So we think she was 2 when we picked her up, which means she's probably 11 or 12 now, which is like pretty old for a dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a real sweet gal. She doesn't like other dogs too much or small children, but if you're an adult, you're fine. She's real nice.
Yeah, no, she is. I'm afraid of dogs, but I'm not afraid of your dog.
No, she's sweet. She's really
But that's
nice.
because I know I'm younger, so I can.
Yeah, she's
Younger.
old. She's an old lady. You can
You're
fight an
almost
old
an
lady.
infant.
I
for
can
sure.
outrun the dog. No.
Not doggies.
Yeah, she's real great. Her teeth are rotting, so her breath is terrible.
She hasn't kissed me yet.
She does this thing where she doesn't like. I call it the slow lick because that's what it is. She kisses you like almost like it's too slow. It's like it's kind of gross.
like
It's super
that.
gross because it smells like crap.
Can you show me?
I mean, yeah. No, it's a slow lick. So she like comes at you and she'll like build your confidence by like getting her nose pretty close to yours, but like not opening her mouth, and also the tongue doesn't come out. So she's like, kiss me, she wants to smell me, and then like in like super slow motion, like a weird movie, her tongue slowly comes out and like just touches your face or arm or whatever, and then like you just lock eyes for a minute. You're like, this is not what I want. You're a dog, and your breath smells like shit, but also you're so cute, and I love you. And
If you're
yeah.
listening,
Yeah, Piper, I love you. I'll be home soon.
don't
No, she's
don't
a
try to kiss me.
She's a good girl with stinky breath. But I think we're all deep down inside, we're all good girls with stinky breath,
Yeah, my breath stinks.
right? Deep down in the root of it all, the whole human race is good girls with stinky breath.
Could we just turn this into a dog cast?
Sure.
Is that what the people want?
Do you have a dog, Riley?
He does.
Dude.
Oh, he does.
Okay, your turn. You have to talk about it as passionately as Jamie just
My
did.
dog's name is Leo.
Leo.
He's a golden retriever,
Everyone?
He sure is.
and he has like a huge head. He was never neutered,
Yeah, so his head's like
so I
two of
guess at some
yours.
point,
Does that make a difference?
I think
Yeah.
If you have your
the
balls,
growth
you get a bigger
hormone
head?
or
Because you're
something
supposed
doesn't
to,
cut
they
off or
recommend a
something, or
certain age where you
testosterone
neuter
or-
the dog, and it keeps the head at like a normal dog level, but like
But obviously, that's not the
His
way
head's
God
just-
intended it,
his-
because it doesn't say like remove
his-
at 4.
his head is just full of dog juice, and it
He's
is
just like a
big and
football.
beautiful. But yeah, it's a giant head.
He's big and dumb, and he's just like, he's just like happy and old and golden and nice. He doesn't
Yeah.
really kiss me that much.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
He had what was wrong with him? And he had his head wrapped up like in a little
he,
old
like-
granny.
He like rolls on his back, right? Oh, I can't wait to hear how that sounds in the mic. He rolls on his back and like flaps his ears on the ground. He just like burst a blood vessel in it, and it was like bleeding inside his ear. And they're like, "That's not good." So they'd like tie it back. So he had to have like a scarf around his head for like 6
Like
months.
wrapped around like under his
Big
chin
head.
and around his ears. Sorry, I just hit that. That probably hurt.
It's all right. We'll start over.
Yeah, we'll start over. But, like he obviously couldn't hear or like do it. Like he was like this.
Yeah.
He
He
was
looked
just like,
funny.
just look at you like, take this off or put me down. He's just like,
So what'd you do?
I think it got better. I don't know.
That's good. I'm
I
glad.
think it's a little bit better.
Justin used to have a fish.
He's okay.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
How you doing?
One day, Justin and I were hanging out, and his fish, he had it forever. It was like a Japanese betta fish or whatever, the fighting fish.
Yeah, his name was Fred.
Fred, good guy. What a guy. He was dead one day, so we like had a little ceremony for him, and then we dumped him in the toilet bowl. And as we hit the flusher, he started swimming again.
Oh no.
So he's in the sewer somewhere, living his best life.
Yeah.
But we didn't know he was pretty dead when we put him in there.
I'm sorry to all the vegans. I really thought he was dead.
It was honestly he was dead.
Guys,
Fred.
he was dead.
Wherever you
He's
are.
got a second wind.
Maybe it was just the ripple
second
like
swim.
action of the water being sucked at the made him look like he was swimming. Nah, I think he was swimming.
No, you know when you like die, your body farts or something like that.
You
or,
poop?
Like, you can like
You
twitch
release
and
all of
shit?
your.
I think maybe that's just what it was. He knew time was done, so he was just letting out whatever was left. He was dead. He's gone. Rest in peace, Freddie.
It's getting,
all right.
we're getting
Hell of
pretty-
a fish.
Still
getting
pretty
pretty
upset
deep
about
here.
it.
Hell of a fish.
Otherwise, no, I've had no animals. My life sucks. I have no animals to love me.
Piper loves you. She loves all her children.
Well, I don't know. I had a pretty hard time getting her to come say hi to me today.
You gotta snap. That's the command.
Ah, that's too dominant, though. I don't want her to think I'm talking down to her. I want her to know I'm on
No,
the same
no,
level
no.
as
That's
her.
just like you can't bark because you're not a dog. So that's just our little thing. You go, and then she looks at you, and then you go, "Get over here," and she goes, "Oh, okay."
Okay. I'll try next
Try it
time.
out.
I'll try.
Try it out.
I'll try later.
Jamie, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love the van?
The van
Yes.
depends if there's anything wrong with it at the time you're asking. Right now,
Right now.
it's sort of doing this weird thing where it kind of shakes between 60 and 90, and it chugs on reverse. So like, I love it probably 7 out of 10. About 4 months ago, I loved it 10 out of 10.
How many more years until you have to put that van down?
That man down with a
Say
shotgun.
2.
Bring it
if you
up
wanna be
behind the barn.
optimistic.
Yeah, if you wanna,
How many more Canadian winters can it withstand?
Best case scenario.
Probably just
2.
this one.
depends what God you believe in, my dude.
The one your mother does.
Oh, my mom, she makes up her own religion, so probably 6 months. No, I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I've been taking. My mom's one of those ladies. I love you, mom. She likes.
Yeah. Dinner was great, by the way. Thank
she's
you very much.
spiritual.
Thank
She
you.
like
Thank you.
she
Thank you,
likes
dinner was
Jesus,
wonderful.
but also likes Buddha.
Yeah,
And I
that's
always
okay.
razz her that I'm like, you got to pick one. You can't be in both. Let me do both.
What are you,
So
the God, please.
do you, girl?
God, please.
No, the van.
Yes.
The van is good for probably. Okay, realistically,
At least until this podcast is over.
yeah.
We can almost guarantee
us
that.
Realistically, that van is going to be with us for another year. Anything after that is just fantastic.
Bonus.
Well, there'll probably be repairs needed.
Small repairs, of course,
Yeah.
but we all need small repairs every once in a while. The van's no different than you and I. We're all good girls with bad breath.
we're all broken
You're
down
right.
vans
You guys want to talk about it?
with bad breath.
got a bad
that
engine.
van is terrible, bro.
My transmission has failed.
Yeah, everybody needs a little bit of work every once in a while.
Do you
It's
wanna
still
talk
worth
about
it
it?
to me to work on it. What's that?
So do you want to talk about it?
Oh no, I'm in the good period where like I just shake between 60 and 90. I don't need any repair yet.
You are the van.
both.
Direct correlation between the van's health and Jamie's health.
We are one.
We got to bring the van to the shop. Jamie's coughing again.
Yeah. No. It's fine.
No, it's
You
good.
got it for pretty cheap. It's a really old van, but
2000?
it's a 2000. But when I bought it, it had 93,000 kilometers on it. It's like the engine is new. I mean, well, it's not. It's 18 years old, but it's barely driven. The body's a little rusted. Some things have had to be changed.
Got character.
Yeah,
Got
Yeah, no,
it's
it
got
works.
some stripes on
I
it.
don't think I've ever been in a van that's like newer than 2006, I guess. Probably.
No.
They stopped making them in
20
2006.
Yeah, my van can almost
You haven't
drink.
made any vans.
Cool.
since then.
You can almost drink in Canada. But it's fine. We'll get a year out of it. We didn't pay. It's like I paid $8 million for it. I only paid, some money for it.
That's good.
Just some.
Justin, you stoked that weed's going to be legal next week?
Yeah, I can't wait. Pretty excited. I'm a weed guy for sure. I love weed.
Glad to hear it.
Wake up, weed. Go to bed, weed. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Weed.
Weed.
He doesn't eat. He
I
only
don't
smokes.
eat. I don't eat actually though. I only really go on like coffee and cigarettes. I have a
And
awful
chips.
body. My body hates me.
And
chips.
chips.
Occasionally, I do like chips.
Chicken
And
nuggets,
chicken
French
nuggets.
Yeah,
fries.
KFC,
You eat, brother.
popcorn chicken.
You eat.
Delicious.
Family size.
Mostly chicken.
Family size. Don't fuck with me. I only eat family size. But
Joey, how was it jamming with the band for the first time? Continuity. Transition.
It was good. Definitely did my homework. I was just jamming alone in my basement with the set list through the PA for like
The digital
a
band.
month and a bit, and then
You did your homework,
I
man.
did, and then came up here. JJ drove up here as well after he filmed a special something that we probably
an
shouldn't talk.
undisclosed
Yeah,
something.
He
I'm gonna
shot
be
something
rich.
for somebody somewhere.
It's me.
at a place.
He shot someone somewhere.
JJ's in jail. He only has one phone call.
And he used it to call. He's using it to call us in 15 minutes.
And be like,
Like,
guys,
please
please to pick me up right now.
Jail is not fun.
Get all the
That's
cash you
what he would
can.
say. 'Cause it's
That's what
not
we'd
a
all
problem.
say. It was good.
How was jamming?
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone
Magic
definitely does their
happened.
homework in this band.
Sparks flew.
It was like a magical band or something.
Yeah.
It was almost
Oh.
like the band was made of magic.
Riley, how much money would someone have to give you for you to get a tattoo?
I'm just not ever going to get one.
$10,000.
How much money?
I just don't want one.
$10,000?
$1 million.
It's just like asking someone to do something they don't want to do. You're just
If
like,
I gave you $1 million
Yeah.
to get a
What if Tom
We all
York
go
said
to
he wanted
work
to tattoo
because-
his own face on you?
He's not going to, and I
in
still
an
Tom
wouldn't
imaginary
want
world? In an imaginary
We don't
world.
live in an imaginary world.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Debatable.
wow. Yeah.
There's actually two realities.
Yeah,
I
life is a
regret saying
sim.
that.
There's the reality before the Matrix came out, and then there's the last 20 years. No, I just don't want tattoos. I don't know.
That's okay. That's okay that you don't want it. But everyone's got a number, and I want to know what your number is.
No, that's I don't.
Like some text, two words on your ankle that no one
Two
will ever
words.
see.
One might.
Covered by your socks.
One might even be.
HW.
I don't know. Give me all the money in your pocket right now, and then I'll tell you how I feel about it.
I got $0.
Nothing. Give me your
Yeah.
debit card and
It
the
should just
number.
be your name, Riley Jensen. So if you ever like die without your
Okay,
ID,
actually,
they'll know
that
who you are. or
let's
some
we'll,
shit.
we'll make it easier for you. How much money would it take for you to get your name Riley Jensen tattooed on you?
On like a hidden part of your
I don't know,
body,
man. Oh wow.
like
whoa,
your
what?
butt cheek.
This isn't a. I
It's
can't
my
use.
debit card.
This isn't gonna get me any money.
Holy shit! Can I see that?
Could you bring that up to the camera? It's Cody Bergern.
It's grade 12. Right, the day after I cut my mullet off.
Your name
that
was
I
Cody
had
in
grown
grade
out for
12?
6 months.
No, it is.
Dude, wearing a such gold shirt though, like that's some pretty young cred.
Pedestals, man.
Pretty cool.
I
You were in grade 9 in 2011.
was grade 12.
Oh, thank God. Still.
He's over 100 pounds.
Yeah, I'm there now. After this concert.
Sir Wilfrid Laurier SS.
Okay.
1515 10th Line Road.
Still there. My home address, my social insurance
Is
number.
that your- I'm so sorry. I thought that was the school's address. Why
That
did
is
they
that is the school's address.
It is the school's
Yeah,
address.
It's still not
so
public
is this
information.
the school's number?
Probably.
613-834-4500. Thank you, Sir Wilfrid Laurier SS, for sponsoring this podcast.
Catch.
I'm sorry, that was rude. I'm sorry.
I think that whole card segment's gonna get cut. That was pretty low. Low budget. Low key.
All right. So on that note, we're gonna wrap this up. If you guys could tour with any band, last question. If you guys could tour with
He
any
hates
band,
us.
no, it's okay. It's good. I like this. You could tour with any band, okay, individually, because I feel like right now you guys are in like a transitional period where you've like found your sound, you know what you want to be, and you're moving forward in that direction. What bands do you think would fit? Because I feel like, again, to relate it to myself, it's tough. Like when
I'd
you're
love to-
kind of in the in betweens to find an act and a community.
Are
and
we
a
talking
scene to
like
be involved with.
Like how much
Realistic
money
and
would someone have to give
unrealistic.
you?
okay, so like giant, cool, crazy, cool band that we would fit in with, but they're massive, and then also like a cool band that isn't massive, or like how are we doing this?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, you start then.
No, sorry about that. Fuck.
Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters.
no.
The Foo
Sorry.
Fighters.
Well, that's just me.
You'd
they
say
all
the
gonna
Foo
be
Joey
Fighters?
says
I
Foo
respect that,
Fighters.
man.
Joke
That's pretty
answer?
tight.
Yeah.
They're all, well, especially did fucking Nirvana and shit.
I want to meet that.
I don't think
guy,
they're still playing.
Dave.
They
No,
did,
they did a couple
did
weeks ago. They did an encore, and they got the Deer Tick guy to do 3 songs, and then they got Joan Jett.
Yeah,
to do
nobody
3
showed
The
up.
Deer Tick guy literally sounded like Kurt Cobain. It
was
was
crazy.
It was actually really cool.
and they did cool songs.
I don't know. I've been listening to the National a lot lately. That'd be kind of
That would be sick.
Cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Joey?
Yeah, you're,
He said Foo Fighters.
I said the Foo Fighters.
he was honest.
What about me?
I have a
I have a pretty
suspicion.
good guess.
Yeah.
Balance and composure.
They're not a band.
We're
They're not
gonna
a
be on
band
their
anymore.
next tour.
Yeah.
That's
Second,
the, that's the
second
joke.
option.
That's the joke.
He's joking.
It's a joke
I'm
answer.
laughing.
Riley meant to say radio.
What's your favorite Balance record? The
The
newest?
last one.
The last one.
That was the one where I was like, "Oh, this is." Cool.
I get it.
Yeah, he
Totally.
didn't like the band until that.
That was the
record
show
came
where
out.
he fucked his ears up.
Yeah, I
Sure
remember.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have talked about that.
They're better now. There's still time.
No.
Tell me about that.
No, they got fucked up and now they're good.
They're good now.
Yeah,
When I met
Is it-
Riley,
is it what?
Just
What?
like
he was
that.
so he was scared, but now he's okay.
Now I'm courageous. What's the opposite of scared?
You're
Brave.
Thank you.
Not afraid.
Now I'm not afraid. To get a tattoo.
A band
Of the
that I
dark.
would like
Of
to
my
play
name.
with.
Yeah.
I think it would be super cool.
Jamie,
Snoop Dogg.
I think it'd be cool to play with Arcade Fire, man. I think that'd be super cool. They're a
Damn.
cool band. There's like a million of them, so like I could probably sneak on stage and no one would know that I wasn't supposed to be there.
That's a good answer.
No, they're sick.
you should definitely try that.
Good old Canadian, cool stuff.
What about you?
What would you play with?
Oh,
Attila.
well,
Come on,
off the top of my head, I would say Jimmy Eat World would be a cool.
that would be
one.
nice. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna
True.
go with that. Foo Fighters. I mean, I'd play with any of like. I
You
mean,
you put 10,000 people in a room. I'll play with any fucking
Yeah.
band. But I mean, like out of self enjoyment.
touring with Jimmy Eat World would be good.
Like you're standing side stage, you're still all goo goo gaga because you get to play in front of a bunch of people. Everything's great. Your mom just texts you telling you she loves you and she's so proud of you, and you're now watching this other band play from side stage. Sound sucks, but you're side stage, so that's cool. You got a cool Instagram pic. What's the band? Still Jimmy?
Yeah, it'd probably be Jimmy, but I'm on the spot. If you ask me this in like 5 minutes, I'll give you a different answer.
Good, I'll film it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with Jimmy Eat World because I feel like
Oasis.
that's-
I take it back. I would play with Oasis.
they're not playing.
You're not gonna be able to sneak on stage.
Yeah. See, that doesn't work. You can't say that.
Wait, what do you mean? I can't say it because they aren't a band anymore, or I can't say it because I can't sneak on stage.
Both.
Both, yeah. If it was one or the other, it'd be okay.
Well, I'm glad this fucking podcast is over.
Right, that's the end. Bye. Thank you guys for letting me invade your space.
Yeah, thank you for asking all
Bye.
those great
Thank you.
questions.
Love you.
This is a great interview,
It
guys.
was a great interview. Where do you get your ideas from?
So how'd you get the band name?
Oh, my dog came up with it. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Is that fine?
Why did you say like weed 10 times in a row?
I don't know, man.
I
I'm not
love
good at this
weed.
shit.